Mandy, just a second. Sorry about that. I've just got some scones started.
Ooh, I'm jealous.
Well, okay, Mandy, have you got something to tell me?
Well, yes, I have. I've met someone.
Someone? A man?
Of course, a man.
No, I mean a man that perhaps you might fancy.
Ah, I wouldn't go that far. It was in the queue at Sainsbury's, and, you know, it was quite a long queue, so we had quite a long time to chat.
From 2 metres away?
Of course, from 2 metres away.
It's not exactly a close relationship.
Oh, ha, ha, ha.
So, what did you talk about?
Oh, all sorts. He's quite sporty and outdoorsy.
Outdoorsy? What does that mean?
Well, you know, he likes the great outdoors, wandering the hills and that sort of thing.
But Mandy, you get out of breath walking round Earlswood Common.
Oh, no, I don't.
You do?
Things have changed since you moved away. They've built a kiosk, and the golf course has been closed, and so it's all common land. And the boats are back on the top lake.
Oh, well, all right. But I still don't think Earlswood Common counts as the great outdoors. What did he say?
About what?
Earlswood Common.
He didn't say anything. That was you.
Oh. Oh, yes, of course. I'm sorry. But there must be more to it, or you assumed me.
Jessica.
So, was he rich and dashing? Is he going to whisk you off to the flesh pots of Redhill and show you a good time?
Jessica, if you're going to make fun of me, I'll just go away.
No, I'm sorry. It's just that it is a bit of a surprise. So tell me more.
Well, I don't think he's well off. He wasn't choosing the Taste the Difference range.
Oh, right.
And we sort of followed each other around because that's the way things are there now.
Yeah.
And I caught up with him again at the booze. He was buying 4 cans of lager, although he said he wasn't normally a lager drinker. But now the football was back on, he thought he would fancy a drink whilst he was watching it, even though he was on his own, on watching it on television. Oh, and we're both Liverpool fans.
Mandy, since when have you been a Liverpool fan?
When we were first married, the glory days, Stevie Gerrard and Stevie Gerrard. I still watch the scores.
But I don't think that counts as being a fan.
Well, I thought it was just sort of a conversation and that we wouldn't be meet up again, so.
Well, oh, right.
He's asked me out for coffee.
Oh.
So I'm going to have to swat up on Liverpool.
And what's Loverboy's name then?
Oh, Jonty.
Jonty. Oh, I'm sorry, the scones are ready. Call me later, right? Don't do anything I wouldn't do.
We'll see about that.
Well, it came as a bit of a surprise, really. Being attracted, it's not what you expect in the queue at Sainsbury's.
I don't remember you having any problem being attracted to the opposite sex.
No, it's the context, really. Groceries and loo rolls aren't made for romance.
Oh, so it's romance, is it?
No, of course not. I've just asked her out for a cup of coffee.
Oh, who said romance was dead?
Listen, Sam, it's okay for you. You've got Stella and the girls and the grandchildren. I'm on my own.
Well, you had your chances.
All right, let's not go there.
So, what's she like?
Well, she's about my age.
Well, there's a first. Someone about your own age.
Do you want to hear this or not?
Of course. Oh, hang on a minute, hang on. I'm talking to Jonty. Yes, I haven't forgotten. I'll be down in a minute. Jonty's got a girlfriend. Oh, sorry about that.
What was she saying?
Oh, she wanted to remind me we're babysitting tonight.
No, what was she saying about me?
Oh, I don't know, something about she's very happy for you.
Oh, I bet she didn't.
Come on, Jonty, tell me more about her.
Well, for a start, she's not my girlfriend. You make me sound like a lovesick teenager.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go on.
Well, she was very well turned out, very smart. And she was chatty and she had a nice laugh.
Oh, she laughed at your jokes, did she? It must be love. Sorry.
We sort of followed the same path round the supermarket because you have to, but we parted when she veered off into cosmetics. We met again at the booze.
At the booze?
I was picking up a few cans of lager. I sort of said I was a Liverpool fan, but because they were on that night, and she said she was as well.
Two things. What's with the lager? And you're not a Liverpool fan. What happened to Crystal Palace?
You might well ask. It's just that you know how these conversations go. They sort of run away with you. And the lager was just for show. I wasn't going to drink it. But when they show the fans on watching the games, they've always got a can or something. Sitting there with a cup of tea isn't quite the same.
If you don't mind me saying, that sounds a bit sad.
Very sad. Anyway, I found myself asking if she'd like to come out for a cup of coffee sometime.
So, there's this well turned out,
Very smart.
okay, very smart, middle-aged woman, or upper middle age if she's your age, and she said yes to a cup of coffee. Doesn't sound like a particularly big deal.
The thing is, Sam, we chatted. Have you any idea how long it is since I chatted with anyone face to face? It's months if you don't count the pleasantries with the neighbours or the odd exchange with someone delivering something, as long as they don't have to rush away too quickly. So we'll meet and we'll chat, and I'll have to bone up on some Liverpool stats.
Okay, Jonty, that's good. I hope it goes well.
Thanks.
Bill Shankly.
What?
Bill Shankly. He was their manager during the glory years.
Oh, right, thanks. It's a start.
So tell me about it. I mean, where did you go?
Priory Farm.
Priory Farm?
Yes, you know, the plant nursery. I'd asked her out for a coffee and then realised they'd only just reopened all the coffee shops and cafes. I thought she'd want to go somewhere nice and Costa Coffee wouldn't hack it. Then I saw an advert for Priory Farm. Thought I'd give it a go.
Priory Farm.
Priory Farm?
I thought, well, if the worst comes to the worst, I can always buy a pot plant for my balcony.
But Mandy, you kill pot plants just by looking at them.
Jessica, good friends don't always have to tell the truth. You should know that.
We ended up in a queue waiting for a table. Awkward. The two of us 2 meters apart and looking for one table.
Well, at least you've been there before.
Priory Farm?
No, chatting in a queue.
The problem is that you sort of run out of the obvious. I was getting a bit desperate. She was as well, probably. I tried talking about plants, but I know less about plants than I do about Liverpool. I looked around and there were all these plants, looked like thousands of them in neat little rows. And I suddenly started talking about only really liking plants in the wild.
And then
Really know
he
why
just
I said
started going on about how it was cruel locking plants in pots and that there should be a plant liberation society dedicated to rewilding plants.
He's been watching too much television.
I thought any minute now they're going to be throwing me out. But she was laughing and other people were listening and laughing too. Of course, that just made me worse.
It always did.
Anyway, I was beginning to fade when, a table came free. So then we sat down and we had tea and cakes.
Ooh, very civilised.
He sounds like a complete nutcase. So I suppose that's it.
Oh no, he's the best thing that's happened to me for ages. He's planning another trip.
Where to?
Chobham Common.
I looked it up. It turned sort of a wildlife place. He must have picked up that I was interested somehow. You know, he was going on about his Plant Liberation Society or whatever, and I probably nodded and smiled a bit, you know, the way you do. Next thing I know, we're going to a wildlife reserve.
I know. I've been there. It's lovely.
Oh, well, I thought, wildlife? What do I have to wear? Looked in my wardrobe and there was absolutely nothing suitable. I had to go out and buy something.
Oh, it's a tough life. But any opportunity for retail therapy is always welcome, I say.
She turned up in a brand new outfit, looking like she was setting off on an African safari. She looked at herself and then at me and burst out laughing. I've got this wrong, haven't I? I said, I think you might have. And while we're about it, she said, I'm not a Liverpool supporter. That was my ex and he's long gone. Thank God for that, I said. I'm not a Liverpool supporter either. I supported Crystal Palace. She said, was that before it burned down? I couldn't stop laughing.
It wasn't a very good joke, but he laughed.
So that was it, was it? The scales fell from his eyes and he saw you as you really were.
In a way, yes. We were suddenly more relaxed. We decided that whilst we were there, we might as well explore it a bit. There are paths and waymarks and things.
Well, you wouldn't want to get lost in the wilderness, would you?
Well, we wandered and we chatted, and the surprise was that Common has got really quite interested. Lots of plants and animals and really good views and things. I mean, he didn't know any more than I did. But it was a bit like seeing things for the first time. There were people there with binoculars and they pointed things out to us. I don't know, I thought, if this is wild, let me have more of it. I think I even said it.
Oh, damn. I haven't got any ginger.
What?
I'm planning on a pork casserole and I need ginger and haven't got any.
Am I boring you? Shall I leave you to your cooking?
No, I am really interested. So apart from the wonders of nature, what did you talk about? I just need to put ginger on my shopping list.
Well,
We got on to our life stories. Once we'd stopped pretending, it was easy.
So the great Australia adventure and all that.
Let's be honest, there isn't much more to tell.
Ah, but you tell it well.
I was trying to be honest. It seemed to work better than spinning some sort of fantasy. All that did was get me into trouble.
he spent a long time in Australia when he was young. He said he was a sort of a beach bum, but eventually became a lifeguard on one of the beaches.
Bondi?
No, not Bondi. He told me the name, but I didn't recognise it. Anyway, that sort of got me onto swimming.
Oh yes, the great hope of Surrey. Under 18 breaststroke champion and all that.
Well, I was.
Until Alan happened.
Oh, let's not go there. Eventually he said, the trouble is, my life had started to lock down long before this virus happened. And I knew exactly what he meant.
Oh, right. So you had a good wallow in how cruel life had been and tears fell as you parted?
Jessica, I sometimes wonder why you are my friend.
No, I'm sorry. I am really pleased for you. And you had a nice day out.
Well, more than that. We're going to do something about it. Leave it to me, he said. We're going to do something really wild.
Wild water swimming? Have you gone mad?
Well, he said he's done the research and he knows where we're going to go.
Well, it's a long way from the queue at Sainsbury's.
Exactly. I've tried on a costume. Well, the top half squeezes into shape quite well, but I don't want him to see my legs. I thought I might get one of those wetsuit things.
But Mandy, you would look like an overgrown black pudding.
Oh, Jessica, what have I said about telling the truth? We're going next Wednesday.
Oh, good. Enjoy yourselves.
took a while to get there, and I thought I'd overdone it with her. But the place was fantastic. Rapids sweeping down to a wide pool. She insisted we averted our eyes until we were in the water, so that took a little while. It wasn't exactly a warm bath, but once we were in, it was fine. We had great fun.
Oh, I thought you were going to say she was overcome and you had to use your life-saving skills, and she was so grateful that you were there to be able to do that.
Stop it. He says she was a friend just like you. Won't take us seriously. Actually, I think you're a bit jealous. When did you last do something crazy and wild?
I went on a roller coaster with the grandchildren.
Exactly. Mind you, we were a bit like big kids in the water, splashing each other and clowning around.
By the time we dragged our aged bodies out, averting eyes didn't seem to be necessary. I was too exhausted to bother.
So where's next? Mount Everest?
He says we should form a bubble.
A bubble?
Yes, you know, 2 households can become a bubble. We can travel in them in one car and things.
And things? A bubble? Does that count as a proposition these days?
I don't know. We'll see.